Hey everybody, welcome back to Chasing Tails Dog Training. I'm Rebecca. I've kind of been thinking over the last couple months, and I think this segment is going to evolve to where it's not so much a Q&A. Not that you can't ask me questions, because then if I get questions, I will absolutely put them on air. However, I thought maybe let's just make this more of a time to chat. So instead, I'm going to kind of create this monthly video as more of a chat around the water bowl. Bring a drink, bring your pups, pull up a chair, and let's just chat, right? That's what this is all about. Was about helping you guys in ways that the frustrations that you have at home and how can I help, right? Let's go ahead and get right on into it. This month, our theme is grateful for good manners. Because who doesn't like good manners? Whether it's your fellow adults, children, or most importantly, our dogs. And honestly, this is perfect timing, I thought, with Thanksgiving coming up. Let's talk about how we can keep things calm, polite, and positive through the holidays. So some of the big things that I wanted to kind of touch on, some of the question topics that I hear a lot around this time of year are things about the doorbell chaos, jumping on guests, begging at the table, your family sneaking those scraps to your dog that they're not supposed to, and why is it that we do all of this work with our dogs and at home they are the perfect gentleman, perfect lady, and then we take them somewhere else and they just forget everything that we've learned and just turn into little goblins. And honestly, it's not just you. I have also fallen victim to having a goblin. It happens to the best of us. So let's kind of get into it. One of my common questions is, my dog gets so excited when people come over. How am I supposed to keep them calm? Well, totally normal. The doorbell in a dog's mind means excitement and people and energy and all the good things, and who knows, maybe they will get some of those table scraps. Jumping and barking and all of this chaos is really just a dog's way of saying, I'm excited, I'm happy, and maybe I'm a little bit overwhelmed. So what can we do to turn our goblin back into our happy little dog that we all know and love? First and foremost, exercise. Exercise is fantastic. Do you know how hard it is being a goblin? So hard, trust me. Been there, done that. It's a lot harder when you don't have the energy to do it. So be sure to take your dog out for a morning walk or a morning sniffy stroll, a jog if you're I don't jog, but if that's what you're into, go for it. Proud of you. You want to take my dog for a jog? I'm sure you could use it. Just throwing it out there. But plan those kind of things earlier in the day. That way you can just hurry up, get it out, maybe resettle your brain. Maybe this is going to be a really good way for you to recenter and focus yourself. I think it's a good thing. I always enjoy a good walk to just unravel the brain parts that are going crazy. It'll do the exact same thing for your dog. It gets some of that excess energy out. They get to go and have all these good fun things. So when the chaos comes, you're like, yeah, this is cool. Man, I had a busy morning, but like, spot on. Be sure that you have some type of a plan before your guests even arrive. Depending on kind of where you're at with your training, is it that you need to make sure that you have a leash so you can step on it so that when guests come, your dog can't jump? Do you need to utilize a baby gate so your dog can see the guests, but they're not directly jumping on them? Do we need to work more at like a place command where doorbell rings, dog's like, I'm on my mat, I'm happy. As soon as I'm calm, I get to see the people. Every bit of training has every potential for reward. Remember, we're talking baby steps here. Wherever you're at in the training process, there is absolutely a way to reward your dog for where you're at. Practice makes perfect. The more that we practice these things, the more calm your dog is going to be over time of like, doorbell's here, it's going to ring, these people are going to come in, I'm going to be all happy to say hello, they'll come and pet me, and then mom and dad will release me, and it's all okay, instead of this chaos of, oh my god, I have to go see all the people, and I have to jump and be chaotic and My mom and dad are tearing their hair out going, oh my God, I promise we're working on it. Reward those small steps. Is it they took a couple extra seconds before they jumped? Did they do a sit before they jump? Make sure that we're watching out for those. We're rewarding them. We're letting them know this is what I like versus you just bum rushing the person and jumping all over them. Whatever it is that looks like for your dog. Anytime a dog has that moment of pause, they have a moment to think of, mom and dad would rather me be chill than chaotic, but I just can't control myself. Be sure to reward that pause. Maybe put a sit in place of, this is what I would like you to do. It's just sit, be calm. People will love on you when they get there. That's totally okay. The more we work on that, the more we build that, the more it repeats itself and becomes these good manners that we're looking for. When we start looking at this, like honestly, we're pretty close to Thanksgiving, so you might not have a lot of time, but in the time that you have, set up little fake guests. Like ask a friend or two to come over and practice these things with your dogs before the big day when all of the things are happening. Instead of practicing in nothing but calm quiet of your home and then all of a sudden you have all these extra things. There's extra smells, there's extra movement. We can tell that mom and dad are stressed because as much as I love Thanksgiving, it's a lot of work, and I know I get stressed out when I'm cooking and trying to maneuver the kitchen and the guests and everything else. It's a lot on your mental plate, right? So maybe start with just a friend comes over and we look for that calm, we look for that sit or place or whatever it is. And the next time maybe we have 2 or 3 friends come over, and again we focus on the sit, the pause before the excitement. And then we start making a really good dinner and ask a few more friends to come over. We ask a friend to come over and then a couple other friends to come over, you know, a few minutes later. So we're kind of practicing this excitement and joy and all the people and all the things. The more that we do this, the more that we are going to be building reliability and confidence, not just in our dogs, but in us as well. I know I put so much pressure on myself, especially as a trainer. My dog needs to be perfect. My dog is not perfect, just as I'm not perfect. We both mess up, we both make mistakes. And instead of, I guess, pounding down on each other for you messed up, it's okay to say, you know what? That didn't quite go as planned. How can we do better next time? We want to work on that reliability and the confidence that your dog confidently knows when somebody comes to the door, if I just sit here and look pretty, those people are gonna love me. Or instead of, if people knock at the door and we start jumping and going crazy, no rewards happen. These people don't get to see us. They don't get to come and say hello. That's okay too. Another really big one that I get is begging at the table and those friends and family going, a little bit won't hurt the dog. A little bit won't hurt the dog. Oh, just a little bit won't hurt the dog. And the next thing you know, your dog is sick because they've overeaten or they've eaten things that they're not supposed to have. I don't know about you, I don't have all the vet bills in the world. So instead, let's find ways to include our dogs and include our family in what we're doing with our pets. Honestly, when it comes into the do's and don'ts of what dogs can't eat, that's a whole different segment. And I think here in the next week or two, I'm gonna do like a little mini bonus video and kind of go over the common things that we have at our dinner tables. Let me know if you have something special that you do at your house that's not the typical good old American Thanksgiving. That way I can include on if it's included in the do or don't list. Also, direct people. Let them know, especially if your dog has any type of food allergies. That's a huge one. The last thing we want is a flare-up that could have been prevented just because your guests don't know that your dog in particular can't have certain items. Let your guests know, like, I don't want my dog to beg, so if you want to save some table scraps, that's fine. Let's put them on a plate over here. I don't let my dog have scraps unless they are in his bowl. so he can have goodies later, but I would like to put them in his bowl for later. Either way is acceptable. Your guests feel included. They still got to give your little furry friend something good, but you have a little bit more control over what your dog is eating. I think that's a great way to do it personally. And then, why do dogs forget everything in new situations? If you've taken any of my classes, or if you've worked with me one-on-one in the private setting, one of the first things that you will hear me say is dogs do not generalize their training. If you are only working on the tasks that we're working on in, say, your living room, your dog will only know to do those things in the living room. Once you move to the kitchen, it's a whole new ball game. Your dog's like, well, I only have to do it in there, why do I have to do it here? So it's really important that we're looking at these things in different situations, different environments. We're taking them over to a friend's house and asking a friend, like, hey, I will pay for dinner, can I bring my dog over? Likely your friend is gonna say yes, especially if you offer to buy food. I don't know about everybody, I like food, free food is my favorite. But this way your dog is not just expecting that this happens in this one area, it actually moves with them everywhere that they go. Practice everything everywhere, at the park, at the neighbor's house, during your walk down the street. Generalize it so that they learn to grasp, oh, this isn't just an in the living room thing. When I'm asked to sit, I need to do that wherever we're at. I feel like I have David hands from Schitt's Creek. Do it everywhere. I digress. Manners in general, it's not about control, it's about communication and trust. And the more that you build your communication, the more your dog trusts you to let them know what's expected of them. And then they start to trust themselves that they're doing correctly, right? Like when you're at work, when you're at your job, how do you feel when you don't actually know what you're doing? You just hope you're doing what the boss likes. That repeated effort goes a long ways, because then your dog starts going, I know this is what they want from me. Don't forget that every time you have a calm moment, even if it's not as long as you were hoping, but it's really your dog just trying to do the right thing and trying to figure out this crazy world that we humans live in. Don't be afraid, and don't forget to celebrate all of the small wins. You know what? It took us 3 seconds to jump on the person instead of just rushing right in. Oh my gosh, you know what? We actually went 5 seconds this time before we jumped in and rushed. While it's still frustrating for us, that's also a really big win, because they're learning to be more and more patient. This takes practice. Be patient, be consistent, and be kind. I know it can be frustrating. Trust me, I know it can be frustrating. As somebody who can have a short temper, it's really hard to be in the moment sometimes. Be gentle on yourself, be gentle on your dog. This is a learning, it's learning both ways. Good manners start with a grateful mindset from both ends of the leash. You're happy to have your dog is happy to be with you. Now we're just trying to figure out, how do we make crazy human world mesh into a dog world? And that's what it is. And that's okay. We're all here to learn. Until next time, I am so happy to spend some time with you guys around the water bowl. Here's to good manners, good food, and great dogs. Cheers.